Hey everyone, this is Jennifer Beamer, owner-operator of Actually Diet Art by Science, and today I just wanted to give you a really quick tip for what to do when you run out of sequins when you are applying your thick and thin yarn. And as you can see here, I have an empty thread. There's no more sequins on it. And part of the reason why in the first video that I did for this I mentioned putting only about 1.5 inches of sequins on the thread was because I was used to using bats that I make for this technique, and my bats are usually between 1.5 ounces and 2 ounces, so 1.5 inches is sufficient for that amount of yarn. However, this was a 4-ounce braid, so it's a little bit different. I probably needed at least 2.5 times the amount that I put on there. But no matter, it's okay if this happens to you. I'll just show you really quick what to do if this does in fact happen to you. And in the future, you can write down approximate amounts that you need for each weight of fiber, and also the gauge. If you have a really heavy gauge, like really big slubs, you're probably not going to need nearly as many sequins as you will need for a thinner slub like I have for this one. But all you need to do is cut the yarn, or the thread, sorry, right there. And now you'll thread on all of the sequins you think you're going to need, and it feels like you're putting 1 billion sequins on here. Trust me, I know. I sit here and watch a YouTube video usually, and in about 10 minutes I have on there as many as I think I usually need. But the great thing about this is you can hide the fact that you had to join in more by just doing an overhand knot. So that's, or not an overhand knot, square knot. It's right over left and then left over right. I'll add sequins to this later, but I just wanted to show you very quickly how to do this. Okay, and because we're using a thread, this knot isn't going to be felt or perceived at all in the finished yarn. And now what I do is I take one of the ends, see if we can, unfortunately I can't really get the camera to focus much more, but maybe you can see there's a thread here in my hand. You can see a little bit. It's black, so it's about as dark as it can get. You're going to hold one end up towards the yarn that's going into the orifice, and then you're going to hold the other end flat against the part that you're going to be pushing the sequins up to. So up here, we're just going to hold these together as if they are one thread. And when you apply this knot that you made is going to be invisible, and these ends are going to fit very close to the yarn that you're making. See if I can get this all organized on camera. Usually a little bit more adept when I am doing this not on camera. But if you can get the thread caught next to the fiber, so you have the thread that you've tied to this end here, you have that thread in between the main piece of thread and the fiber, and it'll kind of lock it in place. And if there's a little piece sticking out at the very end, you can just trim that off, and you won't be able to see any place where you had to add in more sequins or anything like that at the end. And then of course the end that's going with the drafting direction will be a lot easier to get it close to the fiber. But there you go. You just add your sequins on with the knot like this, and you don't have to worry about, well, did I put enough on? Because if you didn't, you can always add more, and no one's ever going to know that you had to add more in the middle of your yarn. Okay? So you just keep spinning as if nothing ever happened. Okay? Anyway, so that is my tip for the troubleshooting problem of what happens if I run out of sequins or beads or whatever, and I need to add more in the middle of the yarn. Alright? If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. You can also put any suggestions or any questions in the comments below. You can also follow me on Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook. And I'm usually running sales on my Etsy shop about once a month or so, so be sure to check out both my Etsy shop and the Facebook page for details regarding that. And as always, I have Pinterest and Instagram listed below in case you want to see what else I do. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!